realize, especially being a content creator, being an ASMR creator, is that the lights you're using, the camera you're using, it's gonna amplify areas of your face, especially if you're up close like I do. You may think, like I may sit here and think that I'm blending it out pretty good, and then I look at the footage, I'm like, oops. You just want to get rid of any harsh lines, especially around here, because that's where the concealer was, the concentration of the concealer ended, if that makes sense. So I just go in, just in case. I really pat it in to make it as natural as possible. And basically, I try to think of makeup as like paint. When you're painting something, you know, sometimes you gotta add more layers. Sometimes you gotta brush it out a little bit more. You gotta add more water. You know, you have to take your time. It's a process, basically. You know, so I try to treat makeup kind of the same way. But alright, so that's done. I then go in with my blush or bronzer. I have discovered the best blushes in the world. Okay? The Makeup by Mario's. Oh, yes. They are so good. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna go in with... which one should I do? I like to use... I'm gonna show you all four. This one's in the shade Strawberry Sunset. So stunning. This next one is even more beautiful. This one's in the shade Papaya Pop. Look at that. What? Beautiful. This one's in the shade Paradise Pink, and this one's my favorite shade. Look at that. Oh my gosh. And the last one is in the shade Pink Peony. Peony. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Peony. That's pink here. I don't really use this one as often because for me, some dark skin, it does show, but it's not the shade I prefer, basically. Like, I prefer something a little more vibrant, you know, and I kind of want to do like a sunset blush and use this one paired with, should I do the Paradise Pink or the other one? I'm asking y'all can give me an answer, but I think these two would be so pretty, so I'm going to try these two. I am going to use this Say Beauty double brush here. I'm trying to figure this out. I think it's better to use the lighter one first, so it can show. So I'm going to use this one first. Oh, it's so pretty. Again, this is Papaya Pop. So pretty. And I found that using the using the brush is the best way to apply this. I'm going to dip it in a little bit. Kind of like tap it, drag to pick it up because it is cream. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to make sure I get a good amount on here. Okay, bye-bye. One thing I learned about blush, y'all, I'm learning, okay? Especially blushes that are very pigmented. This one's not. This one's pigmented, but it's sheer. It's more sheer. You gotta build up on it. But still, I feel like this rule still applies for any blush. You gotta blend it out. You gotta like warm it up or activate it first. So I go here and I kind of like massage it into this palette like that. Because if you were to just apply it directly on your face, it's going to be so much more harder to control where the blush is going. And it's going to look too, I don't know, like strippy, if that makes sense. So you want to like warm it up on the palette first or in the back of your hand. I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to gently apply some this part of my cheek first because I kind of wanted to start there. Like that. See? Like that. Oh, it's so pretty. Gotta start there. I'm gonna try to concentrate it in this area first. Bring it up slightly. Slightly. Like that. You see? A little bit more control versus it just like taking it directly from the tray and then, you know, put it on your face. That's what I learned. I used to do that all the time. I used to take it directly from it and then apply it. Like I said, you don't want to, you know, do your makeup and then take pictures and stuff and realize like, oh crap, it looks a little too harsh. It looks a little too much. So unless that's what you're going for, then that's fine too. So that's why I love these blushes. And they give this glow as well. Like, it's so pretty. Kind of go like that. This side. Sorry, I'm at such an awkward angle. Sorry. I feel like I'm one of those people where like I think so much about what I'm saying while I'm saying it that I end up messing up what I'm trying to say. Basically, I try not to like. I'm trying to think before I speak, basically, but I think too much about it, and I just sound crazy. Anyways, okay, I think that's pretty good. And so the good part about putting it on the palette first, sure again, is that if you need to pick up more, you can just pick up more and keep going and keep layering. It's much harder to do that when you just take it directly from the tray. So I'm gonna go in with the same brush. This might not be the best option because I just used this brush on another blush, but I don't care. Okay, I'm gonna use this blush now. This beautiful strawberry pink. Sorry, Paradise Pink. My bad. Paradise Pink. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna pick up a good amount. Okay, that's good. I'm gonna take the tray. Oh God, I almost dropped it. And just dab it off here, warm it up, activate it. Just making sure I can have a little more control over where the blush is going. Now, I'm gonna concentrate it up here a little more. This side too. Look at that. Girl, I ain't even blended in yet. Oh my gosh, look at it. I know it looks crazy. It don't look crazy, but some people think it look crazy. I love it. Blend it out, and I'm gonna do extra steps after this to kind of blend it out even more. I'm gonna concentrate it there. Just like that. Beautiful. I like to apply some to my nose. Okay, I'm gonna use this beauty blender again. I'm basically gonna try and pick up a little bit, but also blend it out better. And just take your time. And while I'm blending, I can give you guys a little life update. So I don't know if I mentioned this in my previous Get Ready With Me video. Let me close these. I'm like keeping stuff open. But in my previous Get Ready With Me, I think I mentioned that I was on a weight loss journey, which I still am. I've successfully lost a good amount of weight. And I am very, very proud of myself, very happy with my progress. But in this journey, I've also realized a lot of things about transformation and healing that I would love to share with you guys, and see how it's like a little less, harsh. Okay. I learned that no matter how much you think you know, you don't know nearly as much. I learned that. Especially with nutrition and diet and stuff like that. That's something that really slapped me in the face this past month of this journey I'm on. Because it's an ongoing learning curve when it comes to nutrition, exercise, just life in general. And so, sorry, I'm trying to focus but speak at the same time. Before I move on, let me tell you guys what I did. So the beauty blender kind of blended it out a little bit better than the blush. I keep saying blush brush. There I go again. So what I'm gonna do now is go in with the bronzer, and that's basically my Fenty Beauty Ease Drop Stick in the shade 22. I find that Fenty Beauty, this specific product, is best for bronzing my face because the undertones or the just the color match is much better as a bronzer for me than Say Beauty. That's the other bronzers I have. Alright, after about 50 years, these are the other two bronzers I have. The Say Beauty one I used to love in the beginning, but then I realized that this specific shade is in the shade Dark Bronze. Yes, Dark Bronze. Sun Melt. This specific shade is a little too cool and dark for a bronzer on me. It looks more like contour in my opinion. And when I would put it on, it would just... It's a really good bronzer for blending wise. It was easy for me to apply, but like I said, the shade is a little off, and I'm not sure if they have a shade a little bit, like a shade lighter than this. And this one's in the shade. Is there a shade name? Look up what. Oh, Blitzed. I used to love this one too, but moves. But this is also kind of like the same shade as the Say Beauty one. It looks a little bit warmer. That's what I was looking for, that word. Warmer than the Say Beauty one, but it's still a shade too dark. So I find that this specific one, this is like the perfect bronzer shade for me, in my opinion, even though it's not a bronzer. But I love it. So back to what I was saying, sorry. So I've come to my conclusion that I'm gonna use the Say Beauty brush. It's important to stay updated, to learn no matter what. Don't stop yourself and say, oh yeah, I know all about this, so I'm done learning. I'm not gonna dive deeper into it. I learned my lesson, and it's not necessarily like a bad thing, like a bad lesson I learned. It's just more so like I thought I knew everything. I thought I knew what was best for my body and whatever. Oh yeah, rude awakening. But that lesson I learned about that could be transferable or applied to other areas of your life. It doesn't have to just be health. Even with the school or career, there's always room for you to grow and learn and keep progressing over time, slowly, than just staying in the same place with the same mindset, if that makes sense. So, see what it did? Put a little bit more around my cheeks, and that's it.